Hello and welcome to Shine Like a North Star. Hello, everybody. My name is Carrie Burchell, and I'm the president of North Star Coaching. The North Star Coaching got its name because there's the North Star that we all know about. Frog in my throat, sorry. And we can really tell a lot of where we are in the universe by our North Star. And if you don't know this, the North Star doesn't shine consistently bright every night after night. And so the North Star is symbolic of our work as leaders. There's no way we're batting 1,000 every day, though. I wish that was my story. And the North Star doesn't shine bright every day, although we do know who we are as leaders and what we bring to the table. And our work together in North Star Coaching and with you is to figure out the strategy to help you shine your brightest in the sky and without those competing elements of nature around you or the workplace in this case. So, today's session is a fun one, the ask hole, one of those elements in the workplace that can cause you a ton of grief. So, the ask hole, A-S-K hole, sounds similar to another a-hole. I do not think that I need to define the latter one, but I will go into detail about the first one, the ask hole. So let me define it and then talk about how sometimes as leaders you're positioned to be the asshole. So if you're live tonight, chat in just live in the chat. I'd love to know who you are. If you have comments about our Shine Like a North Star sessions, then I read those. I will reply to them. So I just love to have that interaction with you. If you haven't signed up for my channel, that's another ask I have for you. So chat in live if you're live, and if you're replaying, press replay and follow my channel if you aren't already. All right, the ask hole. All right, you ever have those questions that are posed to you where you know the person knows the answer? They don't really want to believe the answer or follow through on what the answer makes them follow through on. And so instead of actually being grown up and professional and sort of taking the hit or doing the hard work or standing up and just being brave, this person asks you, the asshole, the hard question. And by becoming the asshole, you are now positioned to give the bad news or the question that you don't really want to answer. So, easy one. One partner says to the other partner, "Hey, does it look like I'm losing weight?" Yeah, we all know that never goes well, right? Unless you have really lost weight, and that would be fantastic because most of us during COVID have put on some weight. So, the asshole, when you're positioned to be the bad guy, people don't like your answer if it's the truth, and now you're the bad guy and you're the asshole, and nobody's winning. Nobody's learning in that environment, right? I see somebody already liking this one. That's awesome. Yeah, the asshole is a tough one. So I'm just looking here at the people that are chatting and kind of chiming in. So let's talk about a couple of scenarios in the asshole. So let's say that somebody gets, laid off at work or maybe let go, and you go to an HR person or that person who's no longer there, their boss, and say like, did you let them go? You're the asshole, right? Or you have a situation where you're supposed to collaborate with someone. Collaboration is really great and super hard. And so in that collaboration, someone might say, you know, um, why don't you go and loop with this leader and let them, figure out what it is? Well, now you're asking me to go loop with the leader and they're just not in a place where they're ready to collaborate yet. I'm the asshole. You're asking me to go do something that's possible. I'm going to come back to the meeting and I'm going to have to report out, hey, I did do what you asked. It didn't go well, but now I'm looking like I failed because I accepted being the asshole, right? So the trick with being the asshole is to not be the asshole. Rocket science, I know. So the strategy really to beat that is to never answer the question. Yeah. Really do some good work testing people's readiness for that. So let's come up with a couple of examples together. So, people with the vaccine, even the CDC is really recommending this, which I think is interesting, right? We're on different camps around the vaccine, certainly personal choice. And the CDC is saying, don't flood people with data. So if someone comes to you and says, like, hey, what do you think of the vaccine? And you just start rattling off all of this scientific information that, validates that the vaccine's safe and good and whatever. Mm, you asked me my opinion about the vaccine, and now I gave you some answers that maybe you're not ready to hear yet, or maybe it's against your belief about the vaccine. And now I'm targeted, right? I'm the asshole. So let's back up. You ask me what I think about the vaccine. Mm, don't make me the asshole. You might respond and say, well, gosh, there's a lot of different opinions out there. What do you think? And flip it. Don't answer the question. If you don't want to be the asshole, I'm really proud I've not messed up and said the other A word, just saying on this. The YouTube is going to shut me down because it's, swearing. I don't know, not allowed. Anyway, I don't know what all the rules are around that, honestly. So flip the question. Don't answer the question. Flip it with a question back to the person so you can test their readiness. Let's have another example. So let's say that you're in some strategic planning sessions. For many companies, the fiscal year has just resumed, started a new year. So let's say that there's some good development work and you can tell that it's going to be challenging to get some of these projects advancing. And so you say to someone who maybe has a strategic role in the strategy, how are you going to get all that work done? Well, first of all, it's new in the fiscal year. Nobody knows how they're going to get it all done at the beginning of the fiscal year. We're rolling it out, we're figuring it out, we're talking with people. But by saying to that person, how are you going to get it all done? It doesn't matter what you answer, it's not going to be good enough. And all of a sudden you're the asshole. Let's say that somebody gives you a really ambitious timeline for something, and can you get that done by 5 o'clock? Let's talk through the priorities of the day. What do you think the priorities are? Get them to answer their other priorities, and therefore their request is not going to be done by 5 o'clock, but you're not pushing the answer on them. They're not asking you a question and you're sort of saying an answer they don't like. You're not the asshole. You're just flipping it to start a conversation, feel out where the other person is at, and if they're ready, then for sure have that vulnerable, open conversation. I mean, that would be lovely if we could talk really openly about the vaccine, if we could talk about priorities, if we could talk about why some people are no longer in the organization. If people aren't ready for that stuff, it's just like pushing a boulder. You've probably heard me say this on some other sessions. The moment you feel like you're pushing a boulder, you are, right? So ask people their opinions, sound out where they're at, try to get a sense of what the depth is of their commitment either way, because you don't want to walk into the ask hole position. That was a close one. um, I think of the Far Side comic. Gosh, I don't know if any of you have ever followed Far Side back in the day. Really great cartoonist. And there's one of a deer, and he's holding the bullseye over his chest. And the caption underneath is, "Bummer of a bookmark, Hal." So the deer has a bullseye. Obviously, during hunting season, that's a problem. The asshole walks around with a bullseye on its belly all the time. I mean, you might as well just say, like, target me, ask me any question you want. I'll be the bad person, bad guy, bad gal, and it's just going to blow up on you. And then you're going to feel miserable and picked on, and it's not fun. And the joy of work and collaborating with people that are ready to do the open conversation is just kind of lost because you just like dove into it, positioned yourself to be the asshole, and then kind of got caught in that. Cool? Asshole. Not fun. Nobody wants to do that. So let's, get out of this spin. Go, 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 go. Calm down for a sec. People ask you great questions. That's awesome because you do have great answers. Before you go, 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 answer quick, do the knee-jerk quick thing. Huh, that's a great question. Tell me a little more about what you mean. Well, that's a great question. I wonder, what are your thoughts on that? Well, that's a great question. Gosh, things are so busy. I haven't given it much thought. What do you think? Come up with some back pocket line. Any one of those that I just rattled off would fit any situation. So you don't have to think in the moment. Get a back pocket line. So when somebody tries, and I say try because we're no longer going to be the asshole. When somebody tries to make you the asshole, you're like, that's a really curious question. I'm not being the asshole. Are you with me? Okay, that's your shine like a North Star tip. So my challenge for you is to please follow my channel, share some comments. If you're on replay, because I'm wrapping up. So if you haven't already commented, I'll catch you on replay. Type in replay And we'll see you next Tuesday at 6 Central. Until then, reach out for anything. I'd love to stay connected. Bye.